What's up, gamers? Welcome to Gamer Rant. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Borderlands 3 review bombing and the controversy surrounding a exclusive game to the Epic Games Store. Quote unquote on the word exclusive.
Downloadable content.
Microtransactions.
DRM.
Pre-order DLC.
Dislocked content. Blind. Stupid fucking fanboyism.
You know, you see a trend in gaming. And the trend in gaming is gamers end up getting used to things that they once disagreed with, that they were once highly active in talking about. An example is that we get a lot of gamers that get used to controversial subjects within the gaming community. And the reason why I bring up gamers becoming used to is because when you look at every controversial subject, for the exception of a few, all right, most have come a part of modern gaming. Microtransactions is a part of modern gaming, all right? In fact, if you were to do a search for Assassin's Creed Odyssey and its microtransaction infestations, how many of these big YouTubers will ultimately complain about it? Excluding the people that obviously complain, but for whatever reason still end up purchasing it, because in my opinion, their opinion doesn't count anymore. A little bit hypocritical there. Not a lot of people voice their thoughts and concerns about it. I've yet to even talk about it on this channel. And that's because we're getting into this unfortunate area where gamers are starting to become used to this. And because they accept it from Ubisoft, take your pick however the fuck you want to pronounce it, what you're basically telling developers is that they don't have a problem with this, we should do the same thing. And pretty soon, before we know it, just like everyone used to voice their thoughts and concerns about how DLC is bad, it hurts gaming, so on and such forth. How many video game reviewers back in the day that you could search their YouTube channel where they constantly talked about that bullshit, and now silence. Why? Because it's something that has become normal within the realm of the gaming community. People expect downloadable content. They expect pre-order bonus. We now have this new thing, ironically, that not a lot of gamers complained about, or even voiced their thoughts and concerns on the internet, on YouTube. And that is collector edition DLC. This is DLC that is exclusive to a collector's edition. And in this modern age of gaming, we get a lot of games that now come out with multiple different versions of collector's editions, and all of them can ultimately end up containing different DLC. And ironically, some of the cheaper collector's editions can ultimately end up containing all the DLC, and then the higher ones, for some reason, don't even fucking have it. And that is just another part of gaming where gamers have become so used to it that they don't even voice their thoughts and concerns about it. You know, I kind of find it ironic that for all of the talk we do, we don't do a whole lot of action. For all the complaining we do, for all the articles and the YouTube videos that we write, whether you're just some random Joe on the internet like me or whether you're an actual game journalist, for all the talk that we do, we certainly do not do anything about it. Because I have yet to see an article appear that gamers are tired of microtransactions. They boycott Assassin's Creed Odyssey, nobody buys it, or it sells really fucking low. Nothing like that. And once again, this is because gamers have become used to it. Now, the reason why I mention all of this is because Borderlands 3, Epic Games Store's time exclusivity, that's exactly what it is. It's timed exclusive. And we have two people or two groups: the people that agree with Gearbox / Epic Game Store's decision to make it a timed exclusive game for 6 months, and people that don't agree with it. So how is it that we have a group of people that are saying it's okay for a game to now, in this modern age of gaming, be timed exclusive? What happened to all the ruckus and the fuss of when this thing became a thing on consoles? Because that's where it started. I think people fail to realize that everything is a domino effect. DLC began on the consoles, and then it slowly started to merge and infect and infest and castrate PC gaming as well. When did the concept of a mobile game platform make its way to the consoles and the PC, and gamers simply became complicit to it? And I don't want to hear anyone say that you're obligated. Nobody's obligated. And you see, this goes to show what we would call proper research. Because, you know, I actually went out, didn't do any research. I didn't pre-order the game, but I went out and I bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And when I got it home and I put it in, I saw a button that said, "This way to the store." So I click it. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I bought this piece of shit game. I can't believe I bought this game brand new. And it put money in Ubisoft's pocket. And you know what makes it even worse is that if you watch previous E3 press conferences specific to Ubisoft, they have a few of them where they lay claim that they're gamers. They play games. And to me, it's like bullshit, because I don't know any gamer that enjoys motherfucking microtransactions. But once again, you saw the domino effect. That people are becoming so used and so complacent to it that they don't actually get online and research a game before they go and buy it and decide whether they want to buy it used or whether they want to wait for some kind of complete edition, which usually the Assassin's Creeds never do. So what happened? What happened to the gaming community that used to voice their thoughts, opinions, and concerns about controversial subjects within the gaming community? Because now we have a controversial subject that has come up not once but twice, and even quite a few times on the console. And now we have gamers that are actually defending the concept of timed exclusive games. Has time exclusive games been around so long that gamers are now starting to become complacent to it? They're starting to become more accepting of that concept? Is that really where we want to take the gaming community as a whole? Is that really the kind of message we want to send to developers? That, hey, you know what? We don't mind you taking your fist, shoving it up our ass with microtransactions and DLC anymore. So, you know what? Fuck it. Why don't you just, take that iron fist with the time exclusive and just ram that motherfucker right up there. Make me motherfucking bleed. When did the gaming community decide that was okay? And this isn't about entitlement. Because the reality of it is that a consumer is entitled to a good product or service. And the reality of when you look at this quality-wise from modern games today, their quality is pretty poor. Even if the game has amazing graphics, by all rights, pretty poor quality. Let's look at a popular game that's well loved, Skyrim. In the quality area, it's pretty fucking bad. How many bugs and glitches were in it on release date? Could you imagine If you bought a TV or a computer in this modern age and it had something wrong with it, and people might say, well, an electronic is not the same as a video game. Bullshit. But I'm going to tell you here, right now, it's a product. First and foremost, that's the reality of it. It is a product. So you can't sit here and say that it's the wrong comparison because you expect to buy a computer complete. You don't expect to get that computer home and find out that you got to buy the hard drive separately, or you got to buy the graphics card separately, or you got to buy the motherboard separately, or you got to buy the operating system separately. And yeah, we're not talking about custom builds, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about pre-built computers. These are things that you do not expect. So why is it that, once again, the gaming community, not just gamers, but game journalists, have become so complacent that we accept and are complacent with an inferior product? Irrelevant if the game made Game of the Year. Because when I put that game into my console, into my PC, other than maybe installing to the hard drive, after that, I should be good to go. What I should not have to do, which is what we do in this modern age of gaming, is we put a disc in and we have to wait for a download because there's a day one update, which is kind of ironic. That's another thing gamers have become complacent with. So again, why is it that we are becoming complacent and accepting of timed exclusive games? Do we as a community honestly don't have that much of a backbone? That we're literally going to bend the knee to these developers and publishers? Because, I don't know exactly his name, but the guy from Gearbox, I think he's like the CEO, general manager. I don't know what the fuck his position is, all right? He basically tweeted bashing Steam because gamers were review bombing Borderlands 2 and 1. And, he basically said along the lines that he's kind of happy that they did the exclusive deal because of this. Why is it that there are gamers defending his response in that manner? Because the reality of it is we're dealing with a timed exclusive game. Gearbox and Epic Games stores made the fucking bed they chose to lay in. And now that gamers are voicing their thoughts and concerns in, I think there are other ways they could do it, but they want to do it in a way that's going to catch people's attention, and review bombing does catch people's attention. And now that we have this, the very people that made their bed and decided to lay in it are now putting the blame on gamers and Steam. When the reality of it is you wouldn't be in this position. You wouldn't have this controversy if you wouldn't have done it in the first place. And I don't want to hear no excuses that, well, when it comes to the Epic Games Store, they give developers more money. Because the same ratio on Steam is exactly the same for consoles. And I don't see any gamer bitching or moaning about boycotting PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo until they start paying developers like Epic Games is. Hypocritical. Anyway, that's all I have to say on this particular subject. If you are a subscriber to this channel, I've had subscribers talk about how they want me to review games. And that's something that I haven't inherently done. But because of this current controversy, this has ultimately created an idea. I saw a tweet. I don't remember his name. I'll take a screenshot of it and insert it here. It is a writer slash developer. I believe he's worked at Valve. He's also worked on a few games. And he tweeted that basically for this whole controversy that he understands why gamers are review bombing, because there's no real communication between developers and their consumers where basically the developers honestly listen to the criticism regardless of how it's delivered. There's no way for them to do this. So they're doing it the only way that they think and know is going to get attention, and that is review bombing. So this ultimately got me thinking about creating a review channel and even a website that I'm not going to say is going to fix the problem, that everyone is going to use it. It's, completely brand new. It may not even go anywhere. Who knows? But my hope is that gamers will ultimately use it instead of littering older games that are actually inherently good with review bombing campaigns, to literally give them a place so they can actually review bomb. And that is inherently the concept for the YouTube channel and the website that I'm currently creating. But what we're going to be reviewing is not video games. We're actually going to be reviewing game developers and publishers. So, again, I'm not saying that it's going to stop people from going to Metacritic or Steam and review bombing when something comes up that is controversial or they have thoughts and opinions and concerns about. But hopefully, at least, there's going to be an area that gamers will have an option to come to. And because of what the YouTube channel and, of course, the website, the review content that it's going to be covering, it makes more sense to go there and do a review bomb, because now it's a direct reflection of the company itself. So, we look at this like Gearbox and Epic Games stores. People would hopefully go mass campaign to review bomb them. And it really wouldn't be a negative thing, because it would be honest reviews, because what we're reviewing is the company itself. So if you're a subscriber, I'll put a link in the description box to that YouTube channel. And of course, the website. The website is currently down because I'm moving it to a different host as recording this video. So the DNS has to repragtagnate for the new server. So that's going to be anywhere from 8 to 24 hours. Even when it does come up, I will say that there's not a lot of content. I'm basically doing a live construction. I don't have this on my computer. I'm going to build the entire website and then upload it. I'm basically have it uploaded, have it active and live while I'm creating it. So you'll see dummy content in certain areas, and you'll see pages and whatnot that randomly appear, and that's because I'm doing live updates. Anyway, this is the solution that I've come up with. Is it a solution that everyone's going to use? Probably not. Is the site going to end up being as big as IGN, GameSpot, or Polygon or Destructoid? Probably not. If it does, hopefully I, as the founder of the site, don't become as greedy as those particular corporate dicks that make the corporate dick decisions at those review sites. I am a gamer, and I wanted to create this in hopes to give gamers another way to communicate their disagreement for developers when they screw up. All right? Anyway, links are in the description box below, and hopefully you're still hanging around. If not, well, hope you enjoyed this video in some fashion or form. And remember, gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts and concerns about the idiotic decisions that developers and publishers do, and of course, let's not forget, even gamers just might be a part of the motherfucking problem.